It's summertime, and in the summertime, everyone wants to stay cool, and that means fans. Here's a new tower fan from DREO. It'll move the air at 26 feet per second, 1,475 cubic feet per minute.
I just received an email a while back from a company asking me if I would, if they would send me a fan and I could review it for them. So I figured, okay, we're getting up to summertime. It's going to be getting hot. But it might be nice to have a fan in the shop or in the house. House has got air conditioning, so I don't really need a fan there, but the shop doesn't. So I've got my ceiling fan, but that's only so effective. So we'll check this one out. So here it is. Let me get it out of the box. A set of instructions. Comes with a 5-year warranty. Do not return to the store. Go to our website. 5-year warranty. That's pretty good. You don't see many things that have got a 5-year warranty on them these days. Generally, companies that put a long warranty on a product is because they feel that it's not going to break down. Here's the power adapter. Got a remote control as well. What do we got here? It looks like we got a base for it. I guess I got to put this together. It's got probably 2 pieces to the base, which it does. There's the other piece there. And let me get the fan out. We'll get the base on it and test it out. First things first, I need to put the base together. So it looks like it just kind of twists together like this and snaps together like that. And then we're going to install the fan onto the base. Installing the fan is pretty simple. There's just a plastic nut that you unscrew from the bottom and place it onto the bottom of the fan. And there's a couple of little tabs here that are going to line up. So you drop it on. It's only going to go on one way, I think. And it should drop into place just like that. And then we screw the plastic retainer nut back on the bottom. And that's it. It's assembled. Activate the remote control. Just pull the tab, which connects the batteries. The power supply is 24 volts. So we'll just plug that in. It plugs into the side down there, the bottom of the unit. And the unit beeps, indicating it's got power. Turn it on with the remote control. And there it is, it's running. Man, this thing throws out a lot of air. It actually is quite powerful. Hit the power button, the fan turns on. There's probably buttons on here as well. I didn't even look, but I'm sure there are buttons on the remote on the fan itself. And we can, there's 12 different speeds. There's speed 12, which is the fastest, highest power. You're probably hearing the wind from the fan now on the microphone. Power level 1 is essentially silent. You can also turn on and off the beep. Beep on and beep off. Tells you what speed we're on. There's a LED display on the top. Tells us what speed we're on. Turn the beeper on and it'll beep every time. Turn the beeper off and it won't. Another button on the remote will turn on the oscillation. So if I press the oscillate button, it should start to oscillate. There we go. There it's set to 1. And you can see the sweep now. And if I set the sweep to 2, it'll go a little bit further.
The motor is a brushless type motor, so there's no brushes to wear out on it. The back comes off for cleaning. I'll show you that in a minute. And they offer a 5-year warranty if you register at their website. It comes with a warranty card that extends the warranty to 5 years if you register with them.
The suite is 30, 60, 90, and 120 degrees. Well, it says a mode button. It says the mode button switches between normal, natural, sleep, and auto mode. Power button obviously turns it on and off. And mode button switches, which is this one, switches between what they call normal, natural, sleep, and auto. So that may ramp the fan up and down at different times. I'm just kind of looking through here to see what it says. Oscillation button turns the oscillation on and off. And then the 12 speed levels and 4 oscillation levels. And there's also a timer button on here, so if you want to set the unit to turn off, you can set it between always running or up to 12 hours. So if I press the timer button, 0 is always on, 1 hour up to 12 hours. And it'll shut off. And when it's set to 0, it'll run constantly. That's, I think, about all I can show on this. Yeah, after all, it's just a fan. Overall, build quality looks to be pretty good. It's quiet. It seems to be well put together, very easy to set up. And of course, there are buttons on the top that will control the fan as well. They're actually not buttons, they're soft touch. You just touch them. They're capacitive switches. So you just tap your finger on it. You don't have to press. To set your speed, set the timer, set the mode, or set oscillation. Nice looking fan. So far I think this is great. I'm probably going to not use this so much in the shop because I have another fan in the house. I'll bring that out to the shop. This is going to go in the house because it can sit in the corner. And even though I've got air conditioning, you know the saying, right? It's always better to move the air. So even with air conditioning, a unit like this really helps cool the house down because it helps move the cooled air around the room.
So we don't just show you how things work here. We take things apart, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this unit apart. Now, I'm advising right now, don't try this at home. This unit is not designed to be taken apart. It's a lot of work. So first, maintenance-wise, this part is for maintenance. You can do this. You can remove the back cover. Back cover snaps off just like that for cleaning. And there's one screw that you can now remove or loosen the screw. You don't have to take it all the way. Just loosen the screw. And then the impeller will lift out for cleaning. This is the only thing that you will ever want to do on this fan yourself. Gonna loosen that screw just a little bit more. The impeller will lift up, push it up like that, and lift it out. That is maintenance. That is all that you're going to do on this fan. It'll lift out just that easy for cleaning. Now you can clean the grill inside, clean the back cover, and clean the impeller. The remainder of this, what I'm going to do now, don't try this at home because you'll end up with a broken fan, guaranteed. So you think that just remove the screws and it's going to come apart, right? Wrong. And you'll see how wrong I am shortly. Yes, the screws hold pieces together, but that's not all that holds us together. It has a series of plastic clips that are easy to snap together, but they're not easy to pull apart. And removing the side covers, you're going to end up with scratches and worse. You could end up with broken plastic parts, and you're going to have gouges all over it trying to take it apart. So just remember that yes, these screws do hold parts of it together, but this isn't the only thing, as you'll see shortly. See what I mean? There's clips all the way along here on both sides that have to be popped out in order to remove the side panels. And then we can just start to see where the motor and stuff is. I wish I could say that taking this unit apart was easy, but it's not. It's all clipped together, and it appears to be really well assembled. To get this thing apart, I'm having to actually pry these plastic clips apart on both the front and the back. So these are the back clips. And then there's another series of clips along the front, which also have to be popped out. All in the attempt to show you guys the motor and the control circuitry. But this unit is definitely not for the faint of heart to try to open this thing up. I'll show you the catches. So it's got these catches that snap in all the way along, including a couple big ones on the bottom here that we have to disengage in order to take this out and lift out the top portion on the side here. We got to remove both sides in order to separate the shield so that I can show you guys the motor. A lot of work is required to get into this unit. There's that side off. Now whether this unit's going to go back together when I'm done, well, we'll have to wait to find that one out. But now I've got the unit separated, I should be able to separate the top and the bottom half to actually see the motor and the control circuits. Now these clips should pop apart. These are just little clips here that you can just pop down and they will open. But this was a lot of work to separate this unit just so that I can get it torn down to this point where we can actually split the two halves apart and see what we've got. We're getting there. I think this is about as far as I'm going to tear this down because I really don't want to break it, and I'm damaging some clips up at the front end here to try and get this top piece off. I'd kind of like this to go back together and be functional, and I'm afraid if I pry too much more it won't be. But here's the control board for the motor, and the other motor, the gear assembly that rotates the fan, is in the base here. So there's another motor down here. This is the gearbox that rotates the fan back and forth. Control board is right here. There's a ground connection to the motor itself, even though it operates on low voltage. It's a three-phase motor, as you can see. It's a direct drive, three-phase. 3 wires going down to the motor itself. And the drive circuit would be on this board. I can probably pop that out. Can we see what's below here? Yeah, there's some drive ICs and stuff underneath there. I don't want to pull this board out. I don't want to damage it. So we're going to put this back together.
as I'm going to reassemble this unit. Snap everything back together. Clearly a unit that is not intended to come apart, but I just wanted to show you guys what was inside it. I can put all the screws back in and snap the side covers on, and fingers crossed this fan will work when I put it back together. If not, well, you guys just saw an expensive fan get destroyed, and then I will suffer all summer in the heat. There's a couple screws I got to put down. Well, there's 3 that go down on this side and 3 on the other side. So I'll start reassembling, and basically the only pieces you're going to want to have to take apart to clean the fan is take the screw off the back cover, and the one screw here will remove the impeller so that you can clean it. And from a service perspective for maintaining it, that's really all you need to do, because once you've got it apart, you can access everything for cleaning. And it snaps in like this. And then snaps together. Like that. And then the other side, though it won't look like new anymore because it's all beat up from taking it apart, so that's something to remember. Don't take one of these apart unless you want it to look like it's been taken apart, because they're not designed to come apart. But they do go together pretty easy once you put the screws back in and snap the pieces back together. The impeller just fits into the top bearing, and the bottom side there's a screw, and it's got one flat side on the motor shaft. So the impeller, you just put it in like this, fit it into the top part of the bearing, and then just place it onto the motor shaft. And tighten down the screw, and it will self-center itself. It only goes down so low. There is a lower limit, so push the impeller as far as it'll go down. It will stop when it's in place, and then just tighten down the screw. Back cover, again, just goes on like that, snaps into place, and one screw to hold it together. But then again, if you are maintaining one of these, really the only 2 screws you're going to have to remove is this one here to remove the back cover, and one to remove the impeller so that you can clean it. Then you can put it in a bathtub or a sink or something and just wash it out, because the impeller itself will get dirty over time. It will pick up dust, and when they get dirty, they start to get a bit loud. So that's regular cleaning maintenance. So the bottom piece just goes back on like that, and the plastic nut, tighten it up. So there you go, DREO fan. I took mine apart so you don't have to. Thanks for watching.